Hey now, it's the Rob from Kiss 106 and 103gbfrocks.com. Here with my tag team partner in podcasting, the big dog, Jerry Valeri. Good morning, Jer.
You can call me Big J, and I'll call you Big R in honor of the Big O last night with the New Day.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways we can get started today. How's everything going?
Things are going well. I just rented my house, which feels really weird, if we can just get off topic for a minute.
Oh, Brittany was telling me she saw something. Are you doing, you're doing Airbnb?
Airbnb. A lot of our friends in town do it, and I don't think I would do it for like a couple $100 a night or whatever. Like it wouldn't be worth it to me to have strangers in my house. I'm a kind of a, I don't love that idea. But in State College, we're 5 minutes from Penn State University. So
if that.
Yeah, if that. So graduation weekend, all the hotels are booked. People want to come in with their families, and instead of getting multiple hotel rooms, they'll sometimes look to rent a house or whatever. And so we put our house up. Someone's paying us almost $2,000 to be in our house Friday night and Saturday night.
Oh my, I didn't know you could get that much money.
Yeah, and that's just graduation weekend. And so if it goes well and we like how it's working, and you know, you can pick who rents it. So it's like this older woman and her grown children. Her youngest is graduating college. Like, so it's not going to be a bunch of idiots running around the house trashing the place. Then football season rolls around. And depending on the game, for instance, you know, it's $1,000 a night graduation weekend. We could charge $3,000 a night for the Penn State-Michigan game, and people pay us. So, like, if I can make $6,000, and I'm sure there's insurance and fees and stuff like that, but if you're making a couple grand and your house doesn't get trashed, and all I have to do is get out of the house for a weekend, I don't know. I'm staying cautiously optimistic. Listen, second week of May, I may come on here and be like, my house burnt down.
Is that this weekend for you?
No, it's May 4th.
That's when WWE is coming to town for us.
We could have been planned to all go to Evansville. That would have been good.
Oh, yeah. You could have funded the trip with that. I
know. We're going to Pittsburgh, and I have free tickets to a bunch of events in Pittsburgh that weekend. So we're just going to do that and make some money and see how it goes.
Let me ask you this. So do you think, is that something you could do, like, not during big events? Like, is that an every weekend potential thing?
It'd be for much, much less.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, much, much less. So we looked at the big weekends here are graduation weekend, Arts Fest weekend, move-in weekend, things like that. But then some of them won't work. Like Kelly was looking at Arts Fest and some of the football games, and I'm like, listen, we'll be living with my mother because I work those weekends. Yeah. Like those are weekends. Those are big radio weekends too. So it's not like I can just get out of town whenever I want.
Man, I would love to get out of town for Arts Fest.
You guys have, it's not Arts Fest. What's it called?
Oh, we have Fall Fest. Yeah, I'd love to get out of town for that too.
Isn't it interesting how radio, I don't want to say it makes you dislike these awesome community events, because I don't think you dislike it. I don't dislike the Grange Fair, which is a huge event here, but I dread it because I know I'm going to work the whole damn thing and I don't get a moment's peace that week. So
see, that's the thing is, so like something like the Fall Festival for me, so I moved here a little over 12 years ago. I've been to 13 of these things, and it's only ever been for work. So I don't know if you have like Grange Fair memories growing up, but I don't have. So I only associate it as a work event.
Right. The same with Grange Fair for me. And the Grange Fair, for people wondering, it's the largest encampment fair in the country, which means it's a carnival and truck and tractor pull with country music concerts that goes on for a full week, and people move in to their Civil War tents that they've had and passed down since the late 1800s. It's insane. You live at a carnival for a full week.
So if I could transition into wrestling here,
Sure.
I wanted to start with one thing before we get to SmackDown proper. There is a series I need to suggest any wrestling fan watch. I've only seen one episode. Episode 2 runs tonight. It's called Dark Side of the Ring. I first heard about it from Bruce and Conrad, as I think they paid for advertising on Bruce's show. Have you heard of it?
No. Where does one find this? And what exactly?
Okay.
It sounds like an expose.
It's just more like a straight documentary, but they're very well done. And episode 1 was on Macho Man and Elizabeth. Episode 2 tonight is the Montreal Screwjob. I know there's a Bruiser Brody episode that is supposed to be amazing.
Where is it?
It's on Viceland, a channel I never heard of before this show, but I've got like my most basic cable package and it's on it.
I'll have to check.
And John, I think, is the same way. John doesn't like have any like premiums and stuff, and he's got Viceland too. And it's on demand for him. I haven't checked for me, but ooh, it's good.
I have every sports package you can imagine, so if I don't have Viceland, I'm going to be pissed.
Episode 2 is tonight. I don't know if they'll like rerun the older ones, which you're only down one, and you don't need to watch the previous ones. They're all single servings.
Making a note: the Dark Side of Wrestling,
Dark Side of the Ring.
Okay.
And anybody watching this will be into that show. And the talking heads on the first episode were like, you had Bruce, he was one of the guys. You had Jake Roberts. You had Linda Hogan. You had Dutch Mantell was narrating the thing. Jimmy Hart was talking on. I mean, it was legit guys talking about stuff. If I had a complaint, I would say not a lot of new info really dug up, but just watching the story is awesome.
I'm looking at a tweet from The Rock based on it that says, highly recommend gripping docuseries, Dark Side of the Ring. And then an ad pops up, you son of a gun. Hits home for me as all these tragic stories are from pro wrestlers who my grandfather, my dad, and myself have all wrestled and became friends with over the years. Kudos to the filmmakers, a captivating watch. So The Rock gives it his thumbs up.
It sounds like he's talking about the Brody one, which I have not seen. I think it debuted online earlier, and I think that's how John saw it. But the Bruiser Brody one is supposed to be like their big one.
Hulk Hogan loves it too.
So I just wanted to give that recommendation to anyone who likes wrestling. I've got it on WOW cable here in Evansville, and I can't imagine anyone watching this podcast not loving this show.
All right. Thanks for the recommendation. Maybe we can watch that instead of SmackDown.
Yes, SmackDown I thought was a letdown. Thoughts?
Well, at least I was right about the Sky Pirate. At least the one that I recognize. I don't know the second one.
Let's start there. So I promised if I was wrong and it was an exciting announcement that I would apologize and say that I was wrong.
Well, if it has to be an exciting announcement, then you're not going to apologize because you still made it boring.
So you said if it was boring, you'd admit that I was right and apologize.
So are we both going to apologize?
I was just going to say, let's just call it a push. Because it was one call up, but to me, it's someone we've seen on the main roster several times already. It wasn't both Sky Pirates. It was just the one. I'll meet you halfway and call it a push.
And it wasn't even what Paige promised. Like Paige said, I've got a tag team coming for you next weekend, implying, at least I was under the impression that the Iconics were getting challenged for their championships by a tag team.
It did seem that way.
Instead, they just get thrown into an 8-woman tag match that meant absolutely nothing. And I guess they didn't think the other Sky Pirate was ready. So they said, well, we'll just put this Sky Pirate with a Japanese woman and they'll be a tag team now. So Asuka and Kairi Sane are now tag partners, which could be fun. Well,
it is, but I think this is going to spell the end of Asuka's single career. I mean, I know she's already been not special, but now that you've just got her teaming with Sky Pirate #1, I feel like if she could have been less special, she's now as unspecial as you can possibly get.
Yeah, she didn't even get the win. They gave the win to Kairi Sane, got the win.
Yeah.
And Bayley's over on SmackDown now. It's okay.
I want Bayley to be okay, and I want Sasha to be gone, and I might get my wish. I don't want WWE to punish Bayley for Sasha's insanity, and I want Sasha to be gone, and it seems like she's ready to be.
And speaking of gone, Luke Harper asked to be released and was released by the WWE.
That's someone who I think maybe one of the few examples of making an okay decision.
For him, I think he'll be fine outside of the WWE. He has a ton of talent. He's one of those big dudes and has a very unique look. I'm not going to fall into the trap that it seems like the rest of the internet falls into. Just because they're not with the WWE doesn't mean they're going to be on AEW.
No.
AEW can't push everybody on the roster. Like, not everyone can be a top guy in every promotion. It's not called top guys. And everyone's a top guy.
Don't forget also, these people are leaving with the expectation of making more money. I don't think AEW can A, pay all these people, and B, pay them more money than they were making.
Right. I think that a lot of it's pay, but I think for some of these guys, it's work schedule. I think that even if they're not making more money, they're making close to the same amount and working like 100 less days. And so that would factor in, I think, for a lot of people too. WWE really, I mean, that's the one disadvantage they have that people can like tout over them is we won't work you 260 days a year.
Yeah. And I feel like it's also a respect thing. I think that someone like Sasha has, she wants to be higher on the card.
Right.
And it is what it is, you know? I feel bad saying this. I probably won't miss Luke Harper. He was always one of those guys that I saw the potential in, but he was never really given that opportunity to display it. Agreed?
Absolutely. They didn't give me an opportunity to miss him because he wasn't in my face enough. He was always one of the extra Wyatt brothers. I'll give him credit. He and Rowan both got the Bludgeon Brothers over.
And what a shame. It was just a timing thing. Like, they just got injured at the wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
And they could have been onto something. And I bet you that they were.
Yeah, I think so.
So
you want to move into SmackDown?
Sure. I thought it was a major letdown. I give Raw the win this week. It probably suffers because it's the day after Raw. And so not only are you behind and then playing catch up, I guess, with excitement, but it's also, we just watched 3 hours last night and now we get 2 more hours of a superstar shakeup. That's just not as exciting as it was the day before.
Also, it's less surprising because some of the guys you're not going to see on SmackDown. Like on Raw, you don't know who's going where at all. For SmackDown, AJ Styles is not going to be on SmackDown Live tonight. You know that. That's not going to be a surprise. That surprise was given to everybody last night. You've got to just see who you're going to get. And they didn't get as many people. Where Raw, every segment had a new come over from SmackDown or call up from NXT. SmackDown didn't have that at every segment. I will say I had a lot of fun with Kevin Owens in the New Day. Like, that was fun all night.
So I want to go there first. And I was actually going to use that same word. I was going to say the stuff with Kevin Owens in the New Day was fun, but I don't think it was good or productive. And I'll tell you why.
Oh, I think it was productive.
Okay, maybe it was, and I'll definitely give you a chance to disagree with me. I think that seeing Kevin Owens that way wasn't good, and I feel like he's better utilized as a heel. It was not what I wanted Kevin Owens to be, I guess.
I can see that, but I am going to disagree with you. Not on the one point. He is better as a heel. He's better as a heel. I think a lot of guys are better as a heel. I think Chris Jericho is also better sometimes as a heel, but he's gotten more into the comedic heel face kind of thing. You think back to the Chris Jericho, Kevin Owens, the Jericho stuff. They were goofy too. Kevin Owens is very good at being goofy and fun. And I think that this is productive because Kevin Owens, it's setting one of two things up. You're going to have Kevin Owens doing like a super heel turn and going after Kofi Kingston. I mean, they've got that built in already.
If that's where it winds up going, great. But let me, do you have more you want to get to?
I do, because if it doesn't set that up, remember who he was taking the place of last night?
Remind me.
Big E.
Okay.
He was taking the place of Big E. And maybe this sets up Big E turning on the New Day.
Okay. Again, if it leads to something big like that, I think that's great. Let me ask you this, Jer. Last night, did Kevin Owens remind you more of Kevin Owens or more as R-Truth?
I didn't think of it like that. I guess if I have to analyze it, he was very R-Truthy, like, and comedic, but I don't think that's where he's going to be stuck. I'm going to have faith on this one, and I enjoyed goofy Kevin Owens in Montreal. I think that part of it was because he was in Montreal, and we'll see where it goes. But I do think it's going to end up. I mean, Kofi's next opponent is hiding in that segment. I do believe it.
So whether it's Big E or it's Kevin Owens?
Yes.
Okay, if that's the case, then well done. If it's not the case, I'm worried that we may have done some long-term damage to Owens personally. I
think we're doing a SummerSlam. I think we're looking to SummerSlam. So when I said next opponent, maybe not, but yeah, I don't know. If he's just stuck doing comedy forever, yeah, it's going to be stinky. But Kevin Owens survived that terrible booking against Braun Strowman, where he was hiding in porta potties and just basically getting his ass kicked every week.
That wasn't terrible booking, though. That was heel booking.
It made him. I think that damaged him more than this does.
Oh, Kevin Owens has always been that run and hide kind of heel.
Yeah, but he never got any offense. Like he looked super weak there.
Well, I don't know. I guess. I guess we have a little bit of different approach to it. Steve seems to think it's going to lead to a Big E heel turn.
It could. It could. It's either Big E or Kevin Owens. So Kevin Owens is the more obvious heel turn.
I kind of want both. If I had to pick, the New Day thing, it's like, man, I don't know if I want them together or apart. I guess it just depends on the week you ask me.
Yeah.
So, all right. What else do we need to talk about? Do you have a run sheet? I have got one if you don't.
I do. So Finn Bálor shows up, puts on a pretty good match with Ali.
Yeah. Ali was he like an announced, like as part of the Superstar Shakeup kind of thing? Because if it was, that's weak.
Finn Bálor?
Oh, no, not Finn. I was talking about Mustafa Ali.
Well, no, Ali's on SmackDown. Like, I guess he's just...
Well, right, but so is Ricochet and Aleister Black, who were announced as part of the Raw roster.
Right. No, I didn't catch anything.
But they did.
Tom Phillips was not as obnoxious as Michael Cole.
They did call up Buddy Murphy.
Yeah, I saw the Buddy Murphy call up. That was good. We're going to get the cruiserweight experience in Buddy Murphy.
Save the 205 Live guys. Please save, especially the good ones.
Well, Cedric Alexander, isn't he Raw now? They called Cedric, or was that SmackDown? I'm getting my days mixed up.
It was Raw, I think. Yeah, I think you're right.
So they saved Cedric Alexander. They saved Buddy Murphy. Okay, Ali seems to have been saved for quite some time.
Yeah, okay. Ali's been saved.
Here we go.
Does anyone know if Gallagher is still on 205 Live? I love that kid.
I thought he was good too, and he's a legit tough guy. Like he has real MMA wins under his belt.
Yeah, and he's got the all the tricks up his sleeve, like the umbrella stuff.
He's the Mary Poppins of the WWE.
I really enjoyed him.
Finn Bálor coming over, speaking of belts, it raises the question, now what? Because you've got the Intercontinental Champion and the U.S. Champion both on SmackDown Live, and they didn't have time for the U.S. Championship ever, so I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, I heard about this. So I heard that Joe was supposed to go to Raw, but is also hurt. I guess everyone hurt themselves WrestleMania weekend, and Joe didn't even wrestle. He He went in for 4 seconds and put Rey Mysterio in a Coca-Cola clutch.
Yeah, maybe that's why it was short, because they were both hurt.
I don't know, but my understanding is expect to see Joe go to Raw. Don't know if I'm right on that. It's something I read. You know, but usually I give you guys pretty good info.
In a non-plus, like nothing changes, Carmella versus Charlotte Flair match that takes place. No big surprises there. Becky Two Belts comes out, and then you get Sky Pirates.
Don't call them the Sky Pirates. That would be exciting.
The Sky Pirate and her Japanese buddy Asuka come out, the Iconics, and then blah blah blah, and then you got an 8-woman tag match. Oh, Ember Moon's on SmackDown Live. Wake me up when I care. Why have I never liked Ember Moon? What?
Because they haven't given us a reason to. She's fantastic. Her work is good.
Is she? I don't know.
Yeah, no, her work is good, but she hasn't had any storyline on the main roster.
And then you've got Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, and the Big O versus Cesaro, Rusev, and Nakamura, which is just...
Are we already at the end of SmackDown? Holy cow.
Yeah, we're blowing right through it.
Oh, hold on. I know one thing we neglected yesterday and already happened on SmackDown.
Okay, what's that?
There was another promo, I believe, indicative of Bray Wyatt that was not... They're still showing the dinosaur one.
The Chicken Raptor.
Yeah, the Chicken Raptor, right, coming out of the box.
But now he's hanging out with a bunch of creepy toys.
And you're right. I mean, I don't know how I didn't notice it the first time, but it does seem to indicate something to do with Bray Wyatt.
Well, is that creepy doll with the black hair, is that Sister Abigail?
I don't know, but I know that felt very... it felt very Pritchard to me, the way that shot was produced.
Yep.
I just feel like he may have been behind that. And it was well done. Like, all the imagery was very creepy, I thought.
I also think the Viking experience screams Bruce Pritchard.
That screams Vince McMahon. You know that.
Box of gimmicks, pal. Is this a rib?
They are Vikings. I mean, I know they're not really Vikings, but
I'm telling you, after the Viking experience, I am so glad Roman Reigns gave everybody what they wanted. Ever since Monday night, people were like, you know what, Vince McMahon, I want him to get super punched in the face. I want him to get Superman punched in the face.
And that was the big surprise, which is just like...
I was surprised because I didn't think it was Roman. I thought Braun Strowman was coming out.
Oh, did you? I didn't. I just assumed Roman.
I thought Braun was going to be the big one for SmackDown Live. Line of the night went to Elias when they're chanting F Elias, F Elias, and he just looks at Vince McMahon and goes, I don't speak French.
That is funny. Only now I'm laughing because I did not know that's what they were chanting. Brittany and I were both trying to figure it out, and I was like, I think it's something in French.
No.
I could not put together what they were chanting, so now I'm laughing.
F Elias. And he goes, sorry, I don't speak French. It got a laugh from Vince McMahon. You saw he cracked a little bit on that one.
That's funny. Oh, I found this amazing picture of Vince McMahon. I took a picture. Hold on. Let me show you this through the camera.
Best part. Let me see. I can't see you. I haven't been able to see you the whole time.
All right, well, here, I can show the camera and text it to you.
Okay.
This came from that documentary. This is from Linda Belea's private collection. Give me a sec, Jer. Oh, you should be the last.
I won't be able to open it because the minute I open it on my phone, and I'll be gone from this video chat.
Well, you know what? We'll be signing off anyway.
Okay, we can do that. By the way, I'm glad Roman Reigns is on SmackDown Live because now we don't have to hear Michael Cole say, "It's the big dog." The big dog. It's a big dog experience. He lives the big dog lifestyle. He eats dog food and wears collars.
All right, guys.
Pets is in the house. It's a big dog.
How bad do you want to call Vince McMahon daddy in this photo? It's not even coming in very clearly.
I can't wait to see it.
I texted it to you.
All right, here we go.
He's in like this. No, I'll just let you see it.
You can still hear me, but I'm gone now video-wise.
Yeah, you're gone. I understand.
What's he doing? He's boating in Speedos.
I mean, he looks like a golden god. He looks young, and he's in like a thong Speedo bikini bottom or whatever. But I mean, it's like, I wonder why Linda had that picture, pal.
Goddamn, pal. If these Speedos get any tighter, someone's going to have to take me to a medical facility.
Jared, I'm going to play the music if that's okay with you.
Play it out. I'm going to... I think I'm going to have to tenderize some pork loin to this Vince McMahon picture.
I think Linda Balea may have already warmed that one up for you, pal. All right, guys, you know how it goes. We're done this week. We'll be back Tuesday with another Raw recap right here on Post to Post. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week.
Having a more with her beef sticks.